Gary Neville has backed the Conservative government's report into the English football system, which recommended a fan-led review of football governance. Speaking at today's Labour Party conference in Liverpool, Neville said the hard work was done last year and Prime Minister Liz Truss now just needs to head the ball in to implement it.
It's a really easy win for Liz Truss and her cabinet to bring forward and execute what's already been set out in the recommendations, and a fantastic piece of work's been done. Tracy Crouch is a very credible MP who has done a brilliant job on behalf of football, and I have to say the cross has been played into the box. All Liz Truss needs to do with the other cabinet ministers is head it into the back of the net. So I think we're a little unnerved at the moment. We're a little unnerved at the moment by the fact that last week there were rumours that potentially the regulator would be scrapped. But I'm going to stay calm for now because I've not had it validated or verified by government. But the reality of it is, the Football League, 70 clubs in this country are on board with this. The supporters are on board with this. The National League and semi-professional clubs are on board with this. All political parties in the main are on board with this. So there are a few Premier League clubs who aren't. Well, that's normal. They're voting to have less money. But the reality of that is they'll get over it quite quickly and they'll adapt. And they'll still be richer than any of the other leagues in Europe, and they'll still be able to attract players. And when Premier League players are being paid £200,000, £300,000, £400,000 a week, I was one of those players at a certain time. It wouldn't have stopped me signing for Manchester United if there'd been a clause in my contract saying if you get relegated, you reduce your money. That's just pretty normal. You know, it's pretty normal. Most clubs that are well run, and Rick will tell you this.
But it'd have to be reduced drastically, like by 80% or so, wouldn't it? I mean, it's not
Jackie,
a little...
most clubs that are run well have those clauses in their contracts. There's only the clubs that gamble and sort of what would they play roulette with their futures who don't. But nowadays, you know, the clubs like Fulham and Bournemouth and other clubs, they're pretty sensible when they come up and down. They do make sure they can manage their expenditure and make sure they can manage players' contracts. They have got these clauses already written in, so it's not something that's new. They don't have to be mandatory. Clubs can manage themselves and insert these clauses if they wanted to. I'd happily vote for mandatory clauses, but I think employment law would mean that they wouldn't be able to happen. So I think we'd have to make sure that it was something that was just agreed by clubs as something that you just do. Just like a club in League Two do if you go down to the National League and the solidarity payment goes away. So I think we've got an easy win here. You know, I know we're at the Labour Party conference, but it was a Conservative MP who brought these recommendations forward. Every Conservative MP I've spoken to, including sports ministers, over the last 2 to 3 years have been supportive of this. Most of the game is in support of it. I don't really know where the debate is or the argument, and I'm happy to have a debate or an argument all day long.
Are you?
But there actually isn't one here. There isn't a debate or an argument other than with the 6 or 8 Premier League clubs who have basically got vested interest and unfortunately agreed it.